Hey guys, sorry, I just was gonna, instead of doing one big video, I was gonna break everything up into 3 videos to kind of show some of the fair isle projects I've been working on over the past year. So I ended up getting 3 skeins of yarn, and I had repainted my whole house in all of the colors of natural chicken eggs. Baby blues and baby pinks and like watered down tea colors, and I fell in love with this whole farmhouse style look, and I thought, well, maybe I could recreate that with my color palettes. So when I went into the yarn shop and I looked at the Woolfolk Tynd, I grabbed a skein of brown, a skein of pink, and this gray that kind of looks like robin's egg blue. And I grabbed a couple of patterns from Wilma Malcolmson, and I really love the way this color palette turned out, and I just thought I would share. This is her Seaweed Skull Kep, and it's super soft. The one thing that has changed about the Woolfolk Tynd is it's thinner now, and I've bought this yarn at 2 different shops, and they both had the same perfume smell, and I don't really know if they're scenting their yarn, but I get migraines from perfume, and so I was just really concerned about buying this yarn again. It felt like it had changed. It has a scent to it, and it just feels so skinny now. It used to be so lofty and thicker, and I don't know if it was because of the pandemic and needing to cut back on costs. I really don't know. So this used to be my #1 go-to favorite fair isle knitting yarn because it's super soft, and it's something that you can wear close to the skin and still feel really warm. But I don't know, I'm not sure if I'm gonna buy this yarn again. I did want to say with the Seaweed Hat, it's a little short, and so in my case it didn't even reach my ears, so if I had done a provisional cast on, I would have just made a longer ribbing. I might have to gift this to somebody who's maybe has a much smaller head than me. This is another pattern by Wilma Malcolmson, and I use the same colors, and this has more dominant blue and chocolates, and I really put the pinks up here, and it's called Hairst Skull Kep, and I really love this argyle patterning here, and this XOX motif here with the chocolate ribbing, and you can see a lot of her crowns are very similar, and she really likes to design with this star on top. And so I really find these stars to be the funnest part of the whole hat. I just never really get tired of knitting. The crown of the hat, the stitches popped out a little bit, and I'll show you the crown of this hat here. Sorry, we're in the mountains on a day trip, and it is very cold this morning here, and that's what the crown of the hat looks there. And then I did one more hat earlier in the year, and I shared it on Instagram, but I didn't share it on YouTube, and I used the same warm brown, and this hat was by a lovely lady in Scotland, and what was this hat called? I forgot the name of this hat, but she had designed it in 2020, and the theme was about just kind of remaining calm. And so I love the big Selbu roses in here, and all of this little pattern work kind of reminded me of lace, like very delicate lace. And this looks kind of like a crown motif to me, which I found really fascinating. It was just such an interesting design. And then here's her crown here. And let me tell you, if you are new to Fair Isle hats, my goodness, that was the most well-documented pattern I'd ever read in my life. So this is what the crown looks like, and it fits really well. And I did corrugated ribbing here, and I have this pinched nerve in the back of my head, and I had read somewhere that you don't have to do the ribbing the same as the pattern, and that was such a relief to read, because what I've found is 2x2 ribbing is much looser, and I know some people prefer tight ribbing so your hat won't fly off your head. I literally knit my son a hat and it literally flew off his head. He got to wear it once, and so anyways, to make a long story short, I have a lot of pain when anything touches the back of my head. So what I did with these hats is I did 2x2 ribbing, and I cast on a lot more stitches, and then that way on the increase round I didn't have to increase as much, and because of that it's not as wavy here, and because of that the motif work looks like flatter. Usually sometimes if you have to do this dramatic increase round, sometimes this area can look a little wavy, so I thought that I would just kind of mention that. So anyways, thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoyed seeing all the things